Hartford Infant School. Is Mrs. Lee here? Now, what assembly is it? Well, I think it's assembly number 7. Yes, it's the 3rd one this week, but I think if we start counting them from the very, very beginning of lockdown, I think we're on assembly number 7. If I've got that wrong, it's because I'm getting old. Right, anyway, I do remember though that we always start with, what's the time, Mr. Wolf? So let's have a little look at the clock, shall we? Oh, I can see that the long hand, that's the minute hand, is on the 9. Can you remember? That's right, we say it's 1:45. And I can see that the short hand, that's the hour hand, is nearly, I'm just going to push my bag down a minute here, is nearly on the 6. So that must mean it's 5:45. Put your thumbs up if you got that correct. Brilliant. Well done, everybody. So it's 5:45. It's quite late. I hope that you are, if you're watching this at this time, having something to eat. If not, if you're watching it during the day, maybe you've had some snack. It's a really good thing to eat, isn't it? And keep our energy levels up. Okay, what else do we know? Oh, I'm just going to get rid of this bag a minute. It's really big. Lithuanian is our language of the month. And we know how to say hello. We say hello in Lithuanian as labas. Brilliant. What else? Oh, get out of the way. Oh, that bag is really getting on my nerves. Everywhere I go, that bag comes with me. Oh, that's right. Our Makaton sign. Can you remember? We put our left hand out, so our fingers are pointing this way. We cup our right hand, and then we drag the blade of our right hand, that's this bit here, along from our fingertips, and then we bring it all into our body in one movement. And that means, that's right, safe. Let's try that again. Ready? Ooh, safe. One more time for luck. Safe. We've been talking about being safe, haven't we? And I think you saw me on my roller skates the other day, and I forgot to be safe, didn't I? I forgot to be safe because, well, you see, I keep forgetting things because I've got this big bag. Oh, it's getting bigger and bigger and bigger. And everywhere I go, this big bag keeps coming with me. Inside my bag, there are lots of things that I could share, but I don't know whether I should. I don't really know what to do with this big bag. Maybe at the end of my assembly you might be able to help me with my big bag. I wonder. I'm just going to pop it here and just push it down one more time. Okay. Oh, that's right, we were talking about being safe, weren't we? Oh, what was the sign again? That's right, safe. And we were talking about being safe on the internet. I hope that you've been doing that. Could you just tell me, if you can, what is the search engine that we use at school? That's right. It's called Kiddle, isn't it? It's a really good one for the children to use at home, grown-ups, if you're listening. Okay. Should we have a story? It's good to have a story, isn't it? Now, my story is connected to our Makaton sign of being safe. All right? I need you to listen really, really carefully so you can try to make the connection, the link. All right? So I'm just going to go get the book from my basket. My book is called The Huge Bag of Worries. Now, you might have heard this story before, so if you have, just sit back and listen to it again. And if you haven't, there's a really important message in it. It's about a little girl called Jenny. And Jenny has lots of worries. You might be thinking, what's a worry? Well, a worry is something that's in your head that makes you think, and it doesn't make you feel very happy. It's making you feel a little bit sad, maybe. It's a thought. It might be because you have seen something or heard something, or it might just be a feeling inside you. We're going to talk more about it now, and hopefully you'll start to understand. Shall we meet Jenny? The Huge Bag of Worries. Jenny had always been happy. She had a lovely mum and a lovely dad and a great brother. Well, most of the time he was great. She had a best friend at school and she liked her teacher. And then, of course, there was her dog. But recently she had just started to get a bit gloomy. And it wasn't just one thing, it was everything. She worried that she was getting a little bit too fat. She worried that her doggy had fleas. And she worried that her best friend was going away. She worried that she might not do well at school. And she thought she heard some people whispering about her on the playground. She worried about her mum and dad when they had an argument. And she even worried about wars and bombs and infections. Until one day she woke up and saw a huge bag of worries. The bag followed her everywhere. It came to school, it went to swimming, she even found it in the toilet, and it even sat with her when she was watching TV. She tried to ignore it, but it didn't work. She tried to throw it away, but you know what? It always came back. She tried to lock it out of the house, but when she got back to her bedroom, there it was waiting for her. It was like a horrible shadow that she just couldn't get rid of. She asked her brother for help, but oh God, he was too busy with his computer game, and all he said was, "I don't know what you're talking about. I don't have any worries." And after that, she didn't feel like telling anybody else. She knows she'd only feel a bit stupid. She thought her mum would probably say, "Oh, you've got no worries. You're a lucky little girl. You've got your health, your friends, your family. What more do you want?" So she decided not to tell her. Oh, she thought Dad might know what to do, but then she thought again, no, Dad, he's got lots of worries of his own. She couldn't ask him. Every day, things got worse and worse, and the bag got bigger and bigger and bigger. She just couldn't sleep because she kept tossing and turning beside her all night. Well, to make matters worse, the bag dragged around her feet so much that when she was walking to school, she was late and her teacher got cross. Jenny couldn't tell what had happened though, and anyway, she knew that if she told her teacher, she'd said, "Oh, you've got too many worries, leave that bag at home." When she told her best friend about the bag, she suggested that she lock it in a cupboard and try not to think about it. "That's what I do," said her friend. But you know what? It just did not, could not, would not work. Even her dog couldn't help. He tried his best and he barked like mad. "Ow, ow, 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 ow," but the bag stood its ground. Well, one morning, Jenny woke up, she got dressed, she walked down the road. Oh God, but she'd had enough. The tears started rolling down her cheeks. She was so sad, she sat down, put her head in her hands, and she thought, "I should have to live with that bag forever and ever." Then she heard a voice, and looking up, she saw a kindly face of the neighbour next door. "Oh, goodness," said the lady next door. "What on earth is that huge bag of worries?" Wow. And through her tears, Jenny explained how it had followed her for weeks, and it kept getting bigger and bigger and bigger. "Now let's open it and let's find out what's inside," said the old lady. So she started to open and zip. Jenny said, "Oh, she couldn't. If she opened the bag, the worries might jump out, and who knows what would happen next." "Oh, nonsense," said the old lady. "There's nothing to worry. If you have any worries, however small, the secret is to let them out slowly," she said, "one by one, and show them to somebody else. They'll soon go away." So Jenny trusted her, and they opened the bag. The lady sorted all the worries into groups. Jenny was astonished to see how small they looked when they were out in the open. You see them? Half the worries disappeared because worries just hate the light of day. As for the rest, the lady put them into a shopping bag to deal with herself. Some she sent packing. Off you go, she said. They belong to other people, not for you. And some she just blew a kiss to. And some she said there were worries that everybody had, even Jenny's family and her friends, and probably her teacher as well. And as for the bag, I like the picture of Jenny at the end there. She looks a little bit different to the character we saw through the book. Right at the start, she wasn't looking like that, was she? A huge bag of worries. Well, Mrs. Lee's got a bit of a huge bag of worries. And you might at home have a huge bag of worries. Maybe there's things inside your head, thoughts and feelings that you're thinking, I don't like these. Now, even if you try to talk to somebody and maybe they're a bit busy, try again. You can tell your grown-ups anything, can't you? That's what they're there for. That's what Mrs. Lee's here for and any of the teachers in school. But if you're at home, I'm sure there's lots of grown-ups in your house that you could go and talk to. And like the old lady said, once you start sharing one by one, this pile will get smaller and smaller. So you might be worried about these things. Let's have a little look. Oh gosh, I've got one here. Are you ready? This one is, will my friends forget me? Well, we've had a lockdown already, and it was a very long lockdown. It was longer than a school summer holidays. And you know what? When all the children came back, they still remembered each other, because we've got a memory in our head, haven't we? And we will remember everybody. So your friends will remember you. So if you don't see them for a while, don't worry. When they see you back in school, they'll remember you. Okay? So that's one of those problems we can share. Is there another one in here? I'm going to get rid of this one. It makes my bag a little bit smaller. Got another one here. What does this one say? Will I ever come back to school again? Well, yes. We talked about that last week, didn't we? Do you remember when we talked about the balloon? We said that things will change, but not permanently. So, yes, at the moment, some of you are at home, some of you are in school, but hopefully soon we'll all be back together again. Oh gosh, get rid of that one. I wonder what this one says then. Okay, this one says, I'm angry because I want it all to be normal. Well, that's a worry, isn't it? When things aren't normal and we start to feel angry, maybe we worry that then we're feeling angry. And it's okay to be angry. We talk about that all the time, don't we? We say it's okay to be angry, but there's things that we can do. So we have big deep breaths, or we walk away from the situation. But another really good thing to do is to talk to somebody. So somebody at home or in school. Do you remember yesterday we talked about five people that we could talk to in school, or 5 people we could talk to at home? I want you to hold up your hand now and think about 5 people that you could share a worry with, share a problem with. Do you remember our Makaton sign? It is safe. By sharing our problems and making our bag of worries get smaller and smaller and smaller, and in fact, actually, chucking it away, we can do that by talking to each other. Now, I am, every day, a midday supervisor, and I walk around and around the playground. Sometimes children come and talk to me, and sometimes you don't, and that's fine. But if you do have a worry, if there is something that's making you feel sad, or maybe giving you a feeling inside you that you don't like, you can come and find me. And hopefully there'll be somebody at home that will do the same for you. Okay. Mrs. Lee's going to finish there. We're going to finish with our school prayer. Okay, remember we can put our hands together, we can fold our arms. Help me to do the things I should, to be to others kind and good, in all my work and all my play, to grow more loving every day. Okay. I hope that you can try to make your bag of worries smaller. It's okay to have worries.